Toddler month-by-month development and growth. 13-month-old toddler. Toddlerhood has arrived. That means mealtime messes, new words like no, squirmy diaper changes, and mood swings. In case you haven't heard, some parents are surprised because one can feel like a preview of the terrible twos. Don't get us wrong, there are plenty of positives to this new phase too. Spontaneous affection, unsolicited wet sloppy kisses, and a peek into his or her developing personality. Who can resist a dancing toddler? Just to name a couple. As your 13-month-old becomes more and more upwardly mobile, you might notice rolls of pudge start disappearing from arms and legs and weight gain slowing down. How much should a 13-month-old weigh and measure? According to the World Health Organization, the average weight of a 13-month-old is 20.2 pounds for girls and 21.8 pounds for boys. Average height is 29.6 inches for girls and 30.3 inches for boys. Of course, every kid is different, and just like in babyhood, it isn't the number on the scale itself that's important. It's that your child is gaining weight and growing in a healthy way that's reflected in a positive curve on the growth chart. This means your child should have gained about half a pound and about half an inch or so. If you have any concerns your child isn't growing healthily, talk to your pediatrician. Otherwise, weight and height will get checked at the 15-month checkup. 14-month-old toddler. Your child may be practically running or may still be summoning the courage for those first steps. Expect bumps, splats, and somersaults, since depth perception and coordination take a while to develop. When your toddler tumbles, your reaction can have a big effect on hers. If you ignore minor falls or even clap and say, "Nice one," you might avoid the tears and drama. You might also notice bow legs, flat feet, or her toes pointing out when she walks. These are common at 14 months and should disappear later. Your 14-month-old is gaining pounds, inches, and a variety of new skills. How much should a 14-month-old weigh and measure? According to the World Health Organization, average weight for a 14-month-old is 20.7 pounds for girls and 22.3 pounds for boys. Average height is 30.1 inches for girls and 30.7 inches for boys. It's not the weight and height that matters though. It's that your child's rate of growth is healthy. Your child is probably gaining about half a pound and growing about half an inch per month. Next month at the 15-month checkup, your pediatrician will check how he's been growing to make sure it's on track. 15-month-old toddler. Your little one is now a fabulous sidekick. You can start to ask for your 15-month-old's help carrying small things, throwing away trash, and picking out books. This is great for a toddler's self-esteem and teaches him to pitch in around the house. Your 15-month-old continues to grow and develop in a variety of ways, and you'll see the doctor this month to give an update on his progress. How much should a 15-month-old weigh and measure? According to the World Health Organization, the median weight for a 15-month-old is 21.2 pounds for girls and 22.7 pounds for boys. Medium height is 30.5 inches for girls and 31.2 inches for boys. Your child's weight and head circumference will be measured at his 15-month checkup, and the doctor will check to see that his rate of growth is on track for a healthy 15-month-old. He's probably gained a pound or two since his 12-month visit. 16-month-old toddler. Your 16-month-old is probably in a state of constant motion, playing, kicking, walking, climbing, maybe even running. If you have a climber, it's time to triple check the childproofing throughout your home. It's also a good idea to keep a rug or carpet beneath the crib in case of jailbreaks. While your 16-month-old is keeping you on your toes, he continues to grow and make developmental leaps and bounds. How much should a 16-month-old weigh and measure? According to the World Health Organization, the median weight for a 16-month-old is 21.6 pounds for girls, 23.2 pounds for boys. Medium height is 30.9 inches for girls and 31.6 inches for boys. 17-month-old toddler. Your 17-month-old has tons of new tricks, like opening every cabinet door in the house, chucking his toys across the room, stripping off his diaper, and maybe even shrieking like a banshee. You might also find that he's either terrified of dogs and strangers or shows absolutely no fear at all. Offer support and supervision when he needs it. A preference for mommy above all others is common at this age. Tell your partner not to take it personally. They're likely to get a turn as number one later. Not all your 17-month-old's tricks are mischievous. He keeps growing and reaching new milestones. How much should a 17-month-old weigh and measure? According to the World Health Organization, the median weight of a 17-month-old is 22.1 pounds for girls and 23.7 pounds for boys. The median height of a 17-year-old is 31.4 inches for girls and 32.0 inches for boys. Next month at the 18-month checkout, the pediatrician will check how she's been growing to make sure she's on track. 18-month-old toddler. Kids this age are total attention hogs, so don't be shocked if your toddler turns up the volume every time you begin an adult conversation. She's also into exercising her independence, though it may not seem like it when she's clinging to your leg at daycare drop-off. Miss Independent is more likely to express herself through words like mine and now, and by refusing to be strapped down in any manner. Hello, car seat battles. Let your toddler buckle in a stuffed animal friend before climbing in the car seat. It might make her feel better about buckling up too. Your growing 18-month-old is probably full of energy, and she's using it to work on a ton of physical skills. How much should an 18-month-old weigh and measure? According to the World Health Organization, average weight of an 18-month-old is 23.4 pounds for girls and 24.1 pounds for boys. Average height of an 18-month-old is 31.8 inches for girls and 32.4 inches for boys.